Salam everyone and welcome to How to Achieve Financial Peace with your host Mr. Afrah. I'm glad to be back again. Let's just remind each other the main goals for the show is to achieve your version of financial peace and to build generational wealth that goes beyond you to your next generations. We have an exciting program today. Should I have a retirement account? Should you have a retirement account? Should your spouse have a retirement account? Should your children have a retirement account? So what is a retirement? What do you consider retirement? What is a retirement account? Types of retirement accounts, and what are these options available to you? As we have seen the funds from the last episode, we talked about the funds available to you, but where do you place this money? And how can you take advantage of that? And as well, we'll cover the stock market of today, question of the day, article of the day, quote of the day, and ayah of the day. Let's get to the first program. Should I have a retirement account? Well, that's a good question to ask. But what is retirement? How would I define retirement? I will define retirement as it's a time you can work on projects that bring fulfillment and content that you have been putting away, and can take risks to try new experiences. But to achieve that, it's also a time where you need enough monthly income, that is you're getting paid every month, and your expenses are getting paid, and you have more left over to do fun projects. So how can you get to that place? Let's define what a retirement account is. So what is a retirement account? That we hear every day from our colleagues, from work, from the media. I will define it as it's a product that you can put money in, and your employer sometimes puts money in, and the money is invested in the stock market. And this money can grow. So far, that money can grow as much. And then at the end, there are many kinds of retirement accounts for you to take advantage of. A lot of different options available, and we'll look at some of them that are available to you. So types of retirement account that are available for most people to use. There's a traditional IRA, or a traditional individual retirement account. There's a Roth IRA, a Roth individual retirement account. There's a rollover IRA, or a rollover individual retirement account. There's a SEP IRA, self-employed pension individual retirement account. There's a simple IRA. There's a spousal IRA. There's a solo 401k. There's a 401k. There's a pension. There's a 403b. There's a 457b. There's a self-directed IRA. As you can see, there are many vehicles available to invest for retirement, and sometimes it could be overwhelming. So I will go ahead and explain some of these in very small details. So the first account we'll tackle is the rollover IRA. What is this rollover IRA? Rollover is created when you move a retirement account, such as a 401k or another IRA, to a new account. You can roll multiple accounts from your old employers into one account to consolidate and make it easy to manage your money. So let's say, for an example, you work for an employer and they have a 401k, and you left the job after 2 years to go to work for another company, and you were with that company for 5 years, and you left the job, you were working with a third company. So what do you do with those money left behind in 401k? You don't want to forget them, so you can roll them over, both of them, into an IRA. Let's talk about a traditional IRA, or a traditional individual retirement account. It's the most common way for you to save for retirement and manage the account on your own, or you can get someone to teach you to invest the money. You can easily get an account online through a lot of the brokerages companies, Wahid, E-Trade, Fidelity, Schwab, you need to have, the only catch is you need to have earned income for the year to contribute. So if you're not working, you cannot get most of these accounts. You must be making an income. The maximum you can contribute for the year 2023 is $6,500. And if you're over the age of 50 years old, you can contribute up to $7,500 into this account. So the benefit is this money goes in pre-tax, so there's no taxes coming out of this money. But later on, when you are retired, when you take it out, the government will tax the money. Another option is the Roth IRA or a Roth individual retirement account. It's similar to the traditional IRA, but the difference is you pay the taxes on the money before you put in. So all the money that goes in is taxed, and everything is, when you take it out, including the money that it gains, is not taxed. So everything is tax-free when you withdraw in your retirement. You can also contribute up to $6,500 for 2023. And if you're over the age of 50, you can contribute up to $7,500. And these amounts adjust every year. They go up a little bit every year. Another option is a spousal IRA. What is a spousal individual retirement account? This is for spouses of a worker with earned income to be able to fund the account. They can either have a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. So you can open one for your spouse. The working spouse must make more money than the money funding the retirement account. So you must make more than the money you put into those accounts. And it's a good for if you have a stay-home spouse. This is a good option for them. You can set it up for them. If you are a stay-home spouse, talk to your spouse and see if you guys can set it up for you and get you a retirement account for you to grow some money. Another option on the retirement accounts is called a SEP IRA. The SEP IRA is like a traditional IRA, but for small business owners, self-employed, and the employees. So you can contribute 25% of compensation. So you can contribute 25% of your salary, or up to $66,000 for 2023, and that amount adjusts up every year as well. You have to contribute to all employed at the same amount. So if you have employees, it might not be the best because you have to contribute the same amount for everyone. The next option is a simple IRA. A simple IRA is also for a small business and can use for owners and their employees. The employer can match up to 3% for employees. You can match up to 3% for your employees and yourself. The money goes in pre-tax, so this money goes in before paying taxes. And the maximum you can put in for 2023 is $15,500. And the next account, briefly talk, is solo 401k. Solo 401k, you can save money into the account pre-tax as well, and you can put in up to $22,500 for 2023. This one is a good option for a self-employed person, and they also can do it for their spouse. They can also contribute up to $66,000 for 2023. For the company, based on your profits, you can contribute up to $66,000. And also, if you hire an employee, this account doesn't work, and you probably have to switch to a different account type. Another option is a 401k, which is the most common for most employers will have a 401k. You can get one set up through most employers. They usually match any money you put in up to 6%. Most of them can be eligible in less than, very quickly, either right away or less than 3 months. You're usually eligible to start contributing. And the maximum you contribute for 2023 is $22,500. And if you're older than 50, you can contribute up to $30,000 a year. You can either have a regular 401k, which you contribute pre-tax. That means before you paying taxes, the money goes in, or a Roth 401k, which is you contribute after tax money. The next option is a 403b, which is usually offered to employees of public schools and nonprofits. Usually they use a 403b. It's kind of similar to a 401k. And then you have your 457b, which is available to state and local government employees. They will use 457bs. Also works very similar to 401k. You have your pensions. Pensions are fully funded by employers and provide a fixed monthly benefit to workers at retirement. You have to work for at least, I would say, 20 years for the company to get good money, and most companies they don't even offer this anymore. It used to be a good option for employees to work for one place for 30 years, and when you retire, you're all set. But it's not really a lot of companies don't offer this anymore. So who should have a retirement account? I mean, who should consider opening one? Anyone, everyone who's working full-time or part-time, who's older than 20 years old. Even stay-at-home spouses should have a retirement account. Even if you're staying home as a spouse, your other spouse is making income, you should have a retirement account as long as you follow the top steps to financial peace and you have your debt paid. You have 3 to 6 months of expenses, and you should be able to start your retirement account in that process. Why should you have a retirement account? So why should you have this? Why can't you just live your life and then when you get old, just figure it out? The most important thing is that money to grow for you. So as long as the money is invested properly in the stock market for a long term, let's say 20 years, you will have a good gain on the value of that money, and especially if you're contributing at the same time those 20 years. And when you're ready, 20 years from now, and you look at your statement, you'll be very, very impressed that you put away so much money, and it's worth it for sure. And at the end, if you have enough money, you can leave some for your children and your grandchildren to use as well. How to get started? How can I get started? The first place is if you're employed, talk to your employer. See if what is available for retirement saving. If they offer none, ask if they can set up one for the company, if they can start one. If that's, if it's not possible, look into opening a Roth or a traditional IRA with one of the online brokers. Very simple to set up. Set a goal for what you want to have saved for retirement and the time you will need the money, and work backwards to determine how much to save every day. There's a bunch of calculators online. If you just go and Google retirement calculators, you're easily able to put in, if you want to have 1 million, you'll go backwards, like you need to save this much a month, and that way you'll be able to save this much. So what about Social Security? Like, hey, I want to depend on this Social Security to pay everything. It will be nice bonus when you retire and have that money available to you, plus your own retirement savings. I think it will be available for most people. You can include in your calculations what Social Security will provide, and they have calculators to help with that as well, and to estimate your benefits. You shouldn't just count on it, but if it's there, enjoy it. Just enjoy it as part of your money. So, retirement accounts, it's a wonderful tool, it's a wonderful option, and it's a way you can grow your money. So I would advise anyone to go and get one started today, as long as they follow the 12 steps to financial peace. And as always, please seek personal advice. This is just a general educational. I'm not an investment advisor or registered investment advisor, for everyone to know. Let's jump into the stock market of today. The S&P 500 is at 3,891. The Dow Jones is at 31,874. The Nasdaq is at 11,434. Gold is trading at 1,930. Oil is trading at $67. Let's look at Europe. The FTSE 100 is trading at 7,415. The CAC 40 is trading at 6,965. The DAX is trading at 14,844. Let's look at Asia. The Nikkei 225 is trading at 27,010. The Shanghai is trading at 3,226. The Sensei is trading at 57,634. Let's look at crypto. Bitcoin is trading at 24,823. Ethereum is trading at 1,659. Question of the day. Question of the day comes from Abdi from Minneapolis. If you have a question, please email me at howtoachievefinancialpeace@gmail.com. It will be in the show notes. I would appreciate your questions, your topic suggestions, your feedback on the show, and also if you have money stories you want to share, I can share it on the program. If you have tried the 12 steps to financial peace, I want to hear your feedback as well. So let's get back to the question of the day. Abdi from Minneapolis, Minnesota asks, what should I do with a 401k I left behind with a former employer? That's a great question. Thank you for sending your question, Abdi. I will say, when you have a old 401k you left behind and you want to take control of that money and you don't want to lose track of it, I would open a rollover IRA, and you can do this at any other major brokerage's account online. You go there, you sign up for an account, you will fill out a form, and then once you're done, they will instruct you on how to get the money safely into the account. And once you follow the account they're pretty good at giving you a very good detailed explanation, you go ahead and move that money there. But the most important thing is, once you move your money, you want to make sure that money is invested, and you want to make sure it's going to be invested for the long term, especially if you're younger, in your 30s and 20s and 40s. You want to make sure you can invest it in a good fund that is going to hold that value, and also it will grow that money. Article of the day comes from New York Times, and it relates to our topic today on retirement. It's called How to Win at Retirement Savings, and it's by Ron Liba. Points for the article is, what do you need to know about saving for retirement? So what do you need to know to save for retirement? The first topic they tackle is start early to invest. Understanding your investment account options. What are your options available to you for your different accounts? How do you invest the money? The money goes into the account, but that money has to be invested. So how do you do that? The fees for the accounts. Most of the accounts are not free, and most of the funds are not free. So there is fees involved. You want to learn about that. You also need to do a routine financial tune-up, according to the author. You also need to getting your money when you need it. When do you need this money, and how do you go around to get this money? Because there could be penalties and taxes involved. Once you retire, questions that need to be asked is, what about Social Security? What about this Social Security? They will answer that question. If there are two adults in the family who both work, should they both be saving for retirement? They will answer that question in the article. How do I know if I'm saving enough? This is hard. How do I find a financial advisor who can help? They also tackle that on the article. I will have the link for the article on the show notes. Please go ahead. It's a nice article. It goes well with the program today. Go ahead and read it. And it gives a lot more details on the accounts and goes more in depth. I hope you find it helpful. I found it helpful. Quote of the day: if you really know what you want and how to get there, then everything else really falls into place. By Marlene Aspaza. If you really know what you want and how to get there, then everything else really falls into place. Ayah of the day. And say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. Quran, Surah 20, Ayah 114. And say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. That's the end of the program. Thank you for your support. Thank you for listening. Please go ahead and share this episode, share this podcast with anyone who can benefit, so we can grow and reach more people. I have the book out, How to Achieve Financial Peace. It's out on ebook on Amazon, and the paperback version is going to be available in the next couple of days. So please go ahead and purchase it and support me, and please share with others who can benefit, and have them purchase the book as well. Thank you very much. Salam.